Okay, it's another Wednesday and I'm so excited. This week we're doing something different. We kind of went with a theme based on the continuing education class that we did on Monday. So if you don't know, we do a continuing education class every single Monday. This week we were focused on non-toxic living and kind of changing over to a non-toxic lifestyle. And that included personal care products, as well as all the things that we use to clean and maintain our homes. It's crazy how the impact that you can get from just making simple changes like that before you even start with supplements and protocols and all these things. Just by removing toxins that are taxing your system on a daily basis, you can get wonderful results. So that was what our class on Monday was focused on. Miss Joan did an excellent job. We will have that available to you. If you would like to request it, let us know. But today we are focused on all the questions that kind of stem out of that topic. And I'm excited to have a wonderful panel with us today. Oh, as always, our partners are fantastic, right? I'm going to switch to a nice gallery view because I hate when it's just my head. There, that's better on my end. So starting us off today, we have Miss Diana Webb from Wellness is Essential.
Hi there. Happy Wednesday.
Hello. Happy Wednesday to you. I feel like these Wednesdays are just like, pew, 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 right? They're just flying by. We have Susan Velasquez from Epiphany Essentials.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. If you guys didn't catch yesterday, Susan led an awesome class on first aid and first aid kits and all the different things and tools that you can put together and how to sort of put it together. And I loved how you even included a little bit on like signs of a stroke or signs of issues and how to help us to sort of be a little bit more prepared for these things. So it was a great class. We do have that recording. It's available. It was so good. It got me so excited to I love getting everything all organized like that, but now I'm like fired up. I just have to figure out where we're going to go and then, push a kid down so I can use it. So I'm kidding. But next we have, I wouldn't really do that. So next we have our partner, Miss Tammy Lane from Pure Plant Oils.
Hi there. Happy hump day.
Hello. Coming out from Corrales out there. And then last we have our wonderful partner, Miss Romelia Rodriguez Walters, always such a mouthful, from Casa Walters Essentials.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So you guys ready for this? We have a lot of questions this week. So I think we're just going to go ahead and jump in. We have found sometimes it's nice to get a little variety of answers from us. That's my favorite part of doing this together. Our first question is regarding, let me find it here. Where do you find good quality sprayers? So she's saying that her sprayers always seem to break or just not work. She's not talking about the bottle itself, but the actual spray portion. Has anyone been able to find some good ones there?
I really like mine. I just kind of happened upon them when I first bought the On Guard cleaning solution that you dilute and make a spray out of, which has, been my literally most favorite surface cleaner. It's in, all the major places in our house. But I got the spray bottles online on Amazon, but they come from Sally's Organics. So if you search Sally's Organics amber spray bottles, it's the 16-ounce glass bottles, and they have a very solid spray mechanism. I'm tempting it right now, but I still have my original set. I've bought them for my mom. I've bought them to increase, what I make, and every, bathroom and our kitchen have their own On Guard spray bottle and that kind of stuff. And so far, so good. I really like them.
Yeah, I think it might be the oils are actually just that a lot of companies invest the money in the glass bottle and you kind of get a cheap actual sprayer that comes with the bottles. But I've definitely gone through many of the hand sprayer, the top part, so I'm going to try that for sure. I have to throw a plug in. If you're doing something smaller, those little bottles from doTERRA, the little, I don't know how many ounces they are. Somebody fill me in.
1 ounce.
1 ounce bottles. Those little sprayers handle the oils so well, and the little thing never clogs. Now, it's not something you're going to use for like housework because it's like it's too small. But man, I wish they would come out with one that was that level of quality that always holds up to the oils and such in a larger size. That would be amazing. Has anyone else found any that they love or getting like feedback?
I got something, and I'm trying to remember where I got it. You know where we get the bottles? It was from Oil Life, and they were on sale, and they were bigger bottles. So these are the big ones like that. And I love the trigger sprayers on them because the trigger sprayers are so much easier to use than the
Yeah. Well,
spray.
that's what we mean, like the ones that you would use for like housework,
Right.
you know, the heavy duty sprayers, because they tend to, you know, you'll sit there and I'm like frustrated, you know, trying to get it just a spray. It gets a little old after a while. So
Yeah, and I like these because I can change it from stream to spray and off. So it's got the little square thing at the tip. Those are nice.
yeah, for sure. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to the next question. Hold on a second. Let me do something here on my end. I want to test something. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. There was a little bit of background noise there. Sorry about that, guys. I think it was coming through Tammy's mic. So Tammy, I just muted you, but when you're speaking, just unmute, no problem. We're just getting a little weird feedback thing happening there. Anyway, so our next one is, what do you guys use to get your whites truly white without using a bleach? So I don't know about you guys. Okay, first off, in the wash, when I'm doing whites, I like to add a lot of lemon and purify. I think they're fantastic as far as the oils go. In addition to that, though, I do like a product. It's called, oh gosh, Molly's Suds, I think is what it is. Let me double check. Molly's Natural Suds. And it's not like, what is that company that was doing like the oxygenated? I can't remember it, but
OxyClean.
thank you, OxyClean. It isn't oxygenated, but it's a natural, it's no toxin, it's toxin free, it's really good, and it works beautifully in the washer. So if I'm really trying to do something like maybe, it was just 2 years ago, I inherited a bunch of great, beautiful old linens from my grandmother, and some hand crocheted things, you know, or whatever. I'm not sure what the actual handwork was on that, but I was like, and they had some stains, and I was able to use that as well as some purify and lemon oil and let it soak a little bit. And boy, the combination of the three was fantastic. So that has been one that is a go-to for me.
And that is really saying something, because old linens are so hard when things have been stored and the stains are kind of aged and baked in there.
Yeah, in fact,
I got some I'm gonna have to try that with.
You know what was nice about it too was there's a color, more of a colory safe one, you know, but some had a lot of embroidery stitching on them that are different colors of embroidery thread, and nothing ran, nothing, you know, it held everything. And I like that. Now with the lemon oil for different fabrics, you know, I like to test it if it's something that you're really worried about, like your wedding gown or something, you know. But for the most part, I literally have never had a problem with any fabrics with lemon oil as a great way to get out, you know, to help brighten and lighten and purify too. So what I'll do is I just take my regular detergent, which I make, and then I will add into the little section for the laundry, you know, for the soap, you know, several, and I mean, probably like 10 drops of lemon and 10 drops of purify if I'm trying to really get going. And it does a great job. I love it. And it rinses so clean, you know, it really brings it out. So really good. What do you guys do? What do you guys do to get white? I mean, our white, you know, we're not like bleach white people over here, but at the same time, sometimes, you know, if Manny has a work shirt or something, it's like, okay, get that collar and stuff clean.
Well, I add hydrogen peroxide whenever I wash towels or linen. I don't care so much about whites. We don't have a whole lot of white clothes except for socks. but who sees your socks? We walk in them anyway. They're always dingy, dingy
yeah.
looking. As long as they don't smell, we're okay with that. But I also have used borax in the past. I haven't used a whole lot of that these days, primarily because about a year ago we couldn't find it. And then I just got into the habit of not even buying it. And so I just buy hydrogen peroxide. It works. It works.
Are you putting that directly on the garment, or are you putting it into the machine?
No, I put it into the slot that calls for the bleach. And it goes whenever, I don't know the inner workings of a washing machine, but whenever it's released, it's released. But that's the compartment I put it into.
Right. I do that with vinegar too. I'll put that in that section, and I don't know. I think it just goes right in. I don't know the inner workings either, but I think it just, because sometimes I'll see it run down the door. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. Which always makes me wonder about bleach. Like, wouldn't that just get bleach right on the first thing it dropped on?
Yeah, I wonder too.
So anyway, well, Susan, do you have any, your husband does the laundry, right?
I'm so blessed. Yes. In that I do, it's not like I haven't done laundry. We have 5 children. I have done my share of laundry, but he's probably done more. I will admit that's his area. I clean bathrooms. He does laundry. It's, it works out. So I won't divulge his secrets because they're not non-toxic. But when I do the laundry, honestly, we avoid white clothing. I mean, I just have to say it.
There you go.
My boys don't wear white socks. Like, I learned that trick a long time ago when black socks kind of started coming out and darker, sneakers. I was like, that's brilliant. Like, who needs white socks, right? So we do have a lot of colored socks in our house. And the thing that I never buy is the white polo shirt, because that is just begging for spaghetti sauce down the front of it, or, whatever. So I really don't have too many problems with whites because we just avoid white as a rule. But I do find that the On Guard laundry detergent from doTERRA used straight on a stain, and I'm big on just put a little bit of soap on there and give it a really good old-fashioned scrub and a little bit of thyme, hot water, and elbow grease. And I find that really great for stains. So if I have to spot treat something, that's usually what I use.
Yeah, I was actually, one of our questions coming up later, and we'll just tackle it now, is what do we do for spots, for stain spots or whatever? And that's exactly it. The On Guard, specifically the On Guard laundry detergent, is fantastic. If you can actually get like a 30 mil roller ball, which has like a larger roller end to it, just put the detergent in there straight and have that as your stain stick. It is amazing what that does.
I actually use the concentrate for that with the roller ball, and use that as my stain, my spot treatment. It works really well too.
The On Guard cleaning concentrate. That's a great idea. Ooh, I haven't tried that, because that seems,
I use the concentrate for my stain, but I found an Oxy Boost brightener on mygreenfills.com, and all it has in it is 2 ingredients. It's a sodium, where I lost the ingredients, sodium percarbonate and sodium carbonate, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that tends to kind of whiten things up. So that would be like baking soda, right? But because we have hard water, I also add baking soda to every load, and that softens the water and helps get the dirt out. So you might consider that too.
Oh, that's an interesting tip. I know I have hard water, but I didn't know to do that, to add baking soda each time. That's a good idea. The mollies that I was talking about is on our website at ravensnestessentials.com. If you go to education and green cleaning toward the bottom, you'll see a link for it there to just kind of be able to see a picture of it and such, and know the one I'm specifically talking about. But yeah, I mean, it's available from a lot of different places. I think they even have it at Target. It's a pretty common brand, but I like it a lot. So, yeah, wow, we covered laundry. Good job. I mean, we covered some laundry, I should say. Okay, so let's take a look here at the next one. Okay, do you guys have a recipe for, now this is going into personal care, a recipe for a non-toxic hair mask that will help support scalp and hair health? I have never in my life, and maybe this is part of my problem, I have never done a hair mask ever in my life. I didn't even know until Leslie, who it's her daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday. But Leslie, once a week, we used to do classes like basically 7 days a week. And I think it was Sunday nights, Leslie would have her hair done in a hair mask. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a thing I didn't know about. So I'm behind the ball on hair masks. So I'm gonna pass this off to anyone else who knows what to do, because I don't.
I have done 2 different versions, both really simple because I don't spend a lot of time doing, it's not like a weekly kind of thing for me. That's kind of like a special event to do a hair treatment. You know what I mean? Gets washed frequently, but it doesn't get pampered all that often. But there's 2 easy ways to do it. One is to just use some coconut oil with geranium or any of the other hair supporting oils. So that includes lavender, peppermint can be great for stimulating the scalp and hair growth, if that's what or cedarwood, rosemary, if that's what you're looking to support. So you can just put like 2 to 4 drops of that in your hand with a little bit of coconut oil. I have actually seen a recipe that calls for 2 tablespoons. That was way too much for my hair, and I have a lot of hair. So don't do that, because it will literally drip down your back as it warms, right? Like I used raw coconut oil. You can use fractionated as well. But yeah, it was a mess. It took a lot of soap to get that, a lot of shampoo to get that out. But my hair was fantastic afterwards. I tend to get like I like to blow it straight, so I kind of get the frizzies, especially now with the coolers are on, that kind of thing. So anyway, you can try that. You can leave it on for anywhere from an hour to overnight if you want to like wrap up and sleep in it. You can do that. The other really easy solution is the beautiful body spray, which is, it's got fractionated coconut oil in it. It's got the beautiful oil, which is just a beautiful blend, right? Smells fantastic. So I just spray my hands, or you can spray it right into your hair and just kind of work it through, massage it into where you want it to be. I like to especially do like the ends, because it's kind of, protective of the ends. And same thing, leave it on for an hour, leave it on overnight, whichever you like, and then shampoo as you normally would. The big thing with the oils, if you're trying to just condition your hair and get rid of the frizzies like I do, then you want to focus on the hair. If you really want to affect hair growth, you got to get it up into the scalp and work it into the scalp and, let it sit there for a while. But so both of those are pretty simple. You can combine oils if you want, to make something that smells pretty, but it's as simple as a few drops of geranium and a little coconut oil. Does the trick.
When you say wrap it up, do you mean like a towel or like?
What I did, my hair is like shoulder length. And so I kind of gathered it up like you would for a ponytail and just twisted it like a bun, and just put an elastic that you don't mind getting gross on it, because it will get gooey, or a clip, plastic clip is great if you have those for long hair, just because they're easy to wash. And then my thinking is like to wrap it. I don't wrap it if I'm doing it during the day and then I'm going to shower and wash it out. But if I'm going to leave it overnight, then it's just like, maybe don't want that all over your bed. You know what I mean? So either put a terry cloth towel on your pillow, or, you could wrap your hair in a pillow if you can sleep like that. Or not in a pillow, in a towel. Don't wrap your hair in a pillow. That would not be a good idea.
I love that. That's funny.
There you have it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I think the pillow would get kind of gross, right?
Yeah.
But you could have just like a designated pillowcase that you use, and you
could
do it the night before laundry day and go back and get your Molly's natural whiting, and your lemon and purify, and do your pillowcase, and you'll be good to go. That's so funny.
You can also put it in a shower cap.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. That actually is probably really smart. I just don't have a shower cap.
That's what I was wondering, like to use because you see things.
Well, what you could
and saran wrap and
exactly. You could saran wrap it if you have saran wrap, or anything that's just going to protect the fabrics from getting
saran
oiled.
wrap and the oils sounds like maybe not a good call. That just sounds like
I don't know.
It might.
I guess it depends on how long you want to,
leave it in. Yeah, I like that though. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a whirl. I like the sound of peppermint and rosemary and geranium, like that just sounds like tingly and like it would feel
Exactly.
good.
Nourishing.
Even if it didn't do a damn thing for my hair, it just sounds like a nice way to make myself feel good for a little while. Like
Right.
to do that and take that sort of time, that sounds nice.
The other thing we've done, I'll just throw out there just because we're on hair, is a little bit of coconut oil and some wintergreen can be a great treatment for dandruff before shampooing. So I just mix it in my hand, rub it in whoever's head needs that treatment, kind of comb it through so it gets down and, you know, massage the scalp a little bit.
Mhm.
About 20 minutes before a shower can be very helpful for somebody who needs a little dandruff control.
That's a great idea. I like that a lot because that
Yeah.
certainly, you know, runs through everyone at some point in time, right? So
Right.
I like that
Exactly.
idea. And wintergreen, wow, that must feel good.
I know, right?
They smell delicious. I like that. Okay, so let's see here. The next one is also a personal care. Maybe Diana can help us here. She's saying, we use melaleuca to help keep my teen skin free of acne. Should we use the touch or be diluting it with a different face-friendly carrier oil? So I have heard some people, and I have been told by attending Diana's amazing skincare classes. By the way, there's one on Monday night. You should join us at 4:30. But that for a lot of people, coconut oil can actually clog the pores. Is that right, Diana? And so would that mean that doing the melaleuca in the touch form would maybe not be the best option if you're trying to like clear up acne and such on teen skin?
It just depends on the person, but the reason that we have the specialized formula of HD Clear with the black cumin seed oil in it is because the black cumin seed oil, it can get through the oiliness of the skin when you have that sebum that's oily.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it gets right through there and doesn't over dry. So that's why that HD Clear formulation, just the roller of oil, is really wonderful for, you know, any kind of imbalance in the skin having to do with acne. And then of course that whole system is a great system to invest in. So it's always possible to you know, use a different kind of carrier oil if you feel like that's necessary. I think that, you know, I would just use the melaleuca or the tea tree, melaleuca, just straight. And I would even mix it with copaiba because copaiba has that wonderful texture that is, you know, very, very, like it's not oily or greasy, but it has a really good, like more viscous texture for an essential oil. So those are a really good combination for your skin. And I mean, you can always use, you know, jojoba oil. It's non-clogging to the pores. You can use other types of oil for that, like, you know, even hemp oil or rosehip oil or, you know, like evening primrose oil or sea buckthorn, those type of things that are like they're kind of a rare oil, but you can find them and use them if you want to. But I think that like just the absolute easiest thing. Argan oil is good too. You really need to make sure that it is a really good source, and all of the carrier oils can get rancid very quickly. So you always want to make sure that they are in dark glass so that they're not getting exposed to the sun. And also you can store them in the fridge to make them last longer. But like I said, essential oils, I would just go with the neat tea tree oil, and I would even just add it to like Castile soap to wash, stuff like that, because it's just simple. It's just easy and it's doable. And nobody has to say like, oh, it was too much work to try to, you know, get all this stuff done that you wanted me to do to my skin, you know? So, but you know, carrier oils can be good. You just have to research them and do a good job with them if you can.
So basically, if your skin is doing fine with the touch, you're fine. If you can, if you also, honestly, I think tea tree oil is so gentle. I know that when you
very
open it,
gentle.
you smell it, you kind of feel like it, oh, wow, it's like, you know, it smells strong, but it's actually super gentle on your skin. So you probably could, like you're saying, just do it neat. But otherwise, if neither of those are an option, use that wild list of things you just said. Like they kept getting wilder and buckthorn, and it's like she's just going down a path. So replay that and make a list.
There's lots of herbal remedies for it that you can combine, but you know, as I said, a lot of people aren't willing to really go through all of this skin research, carrier oil sourcing, et cetera, when they just have an easy solution right there at hand, which is just to get out their tea tree and use it.
Yeah. And you know, you're so right that it would be terrible to get some crappy drugstore carrier oil that is going to basically undo what you're trying to do with your nice, pure, beautiful tea tree oil. So be sure that you are doing research on what carrier oil. I'm, you know, we'll go neat or with the FCO, the fractionated coconut oil, but because I don't have to research it. Tammy, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to make it even easier is get the HD clear line for your teens because the spot one has black cumin seed in it, which is excellent for acne. And then the face wash, I mean, it's already developed there, so it's not melaleuca, but it has melaleuca, and it's really good for the skin.
I would also say, don't be afraid to switch off, right? Like I love the touches for spot treatment, and for going on 55, I think I have way too much acne. Like I've paid my dues. I should be done. I really am over it at this point. But yet it persists. And I find that it's different than being 16 and having acne. But for me, I find my skin reacts better if I just rotate. So like I'll use a rose touch for a while, then I'll switch back to my tea tree touch. Then I'll use the Immortelle, even is really great for kind of drying the areas that need to be dry without over drying the skin. And even lavender, I'll just kind of rotate. And like for a couple of weeks, that will be the solution of the day. And then I'll switch to something else because I get good results from not using the same thing all the time.
That's a great idea because you want to kind of keep it, you know, this conversation I have a question. My daughter came to me today, Maggie, and she has a VR headset, right? I know, Susan, I think your kids have the same one, and it has all this padding that sits on the face, right? Well, and she does all this super active. I mean, you should see the girl. She's jumping around like a monkey all over the place, doing this, whatever she's tackling and doing in that headset, right? Well, it gets really sweaty. And the part that touches her face, so I didn't say anything. She came to me today and said, I really want to make sure I can clean this to make sure there's no bacteria because I don't want to break out on my forehead from it. What can I use? Well, I felt it, and it has a kind of spongy texture, but it also has like a pleathery-esque, almost rubberized, I'm not sure, texture on the outside. My advice was to just make a spray bottle with some water, maybe a little, I was worried about alcohol cracking it, and a little melaleuca, because I thought citruses and something like that would maybe break it down. Like, what would you guys use in that? I mean, On Guard, she said she'd been using On Guard hand sanitizer.
I would use the wipes, the On Guard wipes on that. Or even, you can, I know that Leslie has them pre-made already, and we have made some pre-made ones when we went camping. It was the makeup remover, cotton pads. So that might work too. It has witch hazel in it. It doesn't have alcohol, and witch hazel isn't as harsh as alcohol is.
Yeah,
so
drying.
maybe that might work with the tea tree on there. But my first go-to would be those On Guard wipes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I like that
It
idea.
would kill all the bacteria on there.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
anything that might be growing on there.
yeah. She's using the hand sanitizer, but I thought, well, that has a lot of alcohol. That's a high alcohol content. And so that might not be, I mean, look, I care more about her face than the stupid thing on whatever that thing is, and it's removable. Like she takes it out to clean it, takes it off. I don't, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know the technical names of these things, the part that touches your face. And so, and they do get gross. So I figure maybe other people have that question about how to keep that. Now, Susan, you guys have it, right? What do you do anything? Because you've got the boys over there playing. Oh no, she's gonna go.
I'll be honest. No, I do not do anything.
And
I don't
maybe
know
because
what
they're boys and they don't
doing with
care.
it. Probably never even thought about
Yeah.
it. But honestly, my thought would have been exactly what Maggie did. I would have probably spritzed it with some hand sanitizer and wiped it down. But I get exactly what you're saying about the alcohol. So, you could probably, like you said, either put it in a spray bottle with just water and either On Guard or melaleuca or, whatever.
I like that witch
and-
hazel idea.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a great idea. And just kind of watch, what it does to the material, you know what I mean? Those foam, kinds of things, they're great, when they're new. I have a pair of headphones that are just falling apart because when it breaks down, it breaks down, I haven't
Yeah.
figured out a good solution for that. And it's not because I cleaned it, they're just old and,
Right.
have had a lot of use.
Well,
But
surely
on the
that
right
part
track.
is replaceable over some period of time, right? Because yuck, if not. So, she works on keeping it clean and it's not causing her face any issues. And that ends up breaking it down a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'll get her, you can
right.
replace that one little part on it, rather that than her have some systemic acne issues. That would be horrible. So sorry to throw that one in there, but this conversation just she really, see, why don't we ever think of the questions our own family members ask us? Like, hey, she came to me with this thing, with this perfect question, and I forgot all about it. So there you go. Thank you for that. I'm gonna get some witch hazel out. I think I might even have some. So fancy. Okay. So our next question here is, oh, you guys have, so we were kind of talking about this earlier, but this is a good question. It's a little different. We do say this all the time. You guys have mentioned reusing the plastic spray bottles from the hand sanitizer and terrashield. Is it okay to use citrus oils in there? I thought we couldn't use plastics. So I think this is a phenomenal question because we're always saying don't use plastics, and yet we're like, reuse your plastic bottle. Like, what? There's a little confusion there. So any info, why can we use citrus? And if we can, why? And if we can't, why?
So doTERRA uses on all of their plastics, the caps, the orifices, any plastic container that they use for their oils. It is the HDP, which is the number 2. Plastics are coated. There's 7 different types of classifications, and it all deals with the resins of the plastics. And depending on, it's really just more than just a code, right? It's all the resins, it's the chains, it's all the groups that are attached to that. But anyway, doTERRA uses the number 2 plastics, and you can see that code on any of your products. It looks like a little recyclable triangle, the arrows, and then there's a number in the center. So if any plastics that you have that you're thinking about reusing have 1 or 2 in that little triangle, they're going to withstand our oils. So like the spray bottles that you're talking about, the Terrashield and the On Guard, please reuse them. Those are wonderful bottles to have. We constantly reuse ours. I'm always losing our hand sanitizing mist or making some spray for the dogs, as we're going walking. And yeah, good point, Tammy. Tammy mentioned that we have wild orange in our On Guard. So yeah, these are designed to withstand our oils. Some other containers to think about, glass is always great for your DIYs, but if you have littles that are hanging around in your bathroom, on your counters, what have you, plastics would be a good way to go. But like for your DIYs, for your scrubs and your lotions and all of those things, glass is really wonderful. Just follow Diana's tip about, keeping it in a dark colored glass to keep your beautiful DIYs from going rancid. The other thing to keep in mind too for any of your drinks, like your water bottles, or if you're making some punches or lemonades, drinks, whatever, cocktails with your with your oils, use glass. You can use stainless steel too, but those are really just better, especially if you're ingesting them. But if you're storing your oils for your DIY projects, those plastics are going to be just fine. And truth be told, some of the bottles that I have lying around here, I got from the dollar store for $1. And it's I think it was a number 2 plastic. So I know that they're not going to deteriorate. Now they don't last as well. The little trigger on there don't last as well as the ones that we were talking about earlier. But when you're hard up for something and you got to do something really quickly and it's right down the store, that's a really easy go-to. Don't recommend it hanging out on your counter forever, but it solves a problem at that time. So just throwing that one out there too. But yeah, it's okay. Please reuse them. They're wonderful and they're so sturdy and they last a long, long time.
I love the sprayer on them. The sprayer is, I've never had one clog, and it's a fine mist sprayer and it doesn't clog. And so you get, when you're using other sprayers, I'm telling you, it'll look exactly the same. It'll look like it's exactly the same, and you'll have it, and within a month it's clogged and you can't, just the little tiny holes, and you can't use it anymore. And I've tried cleaning. No, just save your On Guard hand sanitizers and Terrashield bottles. You can also buy them, by the way, in the back supply section. I forget what they actually call that section, but in a pack of
Accessories.
accessories. Thank you.
And the accessories. Yeah, that's it.
And they're wonderful. The labels come off really easily from them and they come off clean. They'll look brand new, so really, really love those bottles, I think.
And there's also a couple of misters in the back office too. In that section, accessories. Those are really nice for like after sun sprays, or even like air fresheners, fabric refreshers. Those are really good for that because it's a really fine mist, and it's a longer, time frame of a mist.
Those are
really
like magic. How does it do it?
Those are great.
You press it and it's like, shh.
It just keeps going. It's the spray that keeps going and going and going.
You're just like, wow, like you just want to spray it because there's something so satisfying about, you guys know, if you've had one, right? But man, oh man, a friend of ours, Michelle, who's one of our friends and partners, she teaches yoga classes, and she will use that to spray mats, but also just during class as a mist through the room. And it's such a fine particle spray that everybody gets to enjoy that scent and the oil. And you're right. If you're dealing, like when I clean my bathrooms, I like to have one of those with like peppermint or something yummy to do, like the shower curtains, to freshen up the shower curtains and whatever, if you've got your decorator towels or whatever, freshen things up. Any fabrics. It's just amazing. Curtains everywhere. Just to kind of keep it fresh and nice. And those sprayers, you have to get one. They're like, they have a white lid with a big trigger. You'll see them in the back, and it has like a purple floral,
and it's really deceiving because it feels like it's a soft, pliable plastic. But I found a bottle that I had in one of my bags from doing, pop-up markets. I found a bottle buried in one of my bags that I hadn't even pulled out in a couple of years. And it was just all nice and sturdy. And I just filled that sucker up and it worked really well. I didn't have to do anything to it. So it just speaks on the products and the quality of doTERRA.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at any of the diffusers, plastics, sprayers, roller balls, all that stuff. Like, I got to tell you, like when I was kind of like, yeah, I'll get my roller balls somewhere cheaper. I really just care about the oil. Yeah. What a waste. I lost my oil because they leaked and it sucked, and then with the sprayers, they get clogged, and then do you toss, you try to pour it in it. It's just, no, just get the one that works. And they're really inexpensive. The first time I saw that, those sprayers were out for a little while, and I'd seen them, but I hadn't like taken the plunge to get one. I'm talking about the fine mist, like you're talking, the white with the purple. was Michelle used it at a class, and I was just like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? You know, and I mean, I knew where she got it. I was like, I can't believe you got that. And they come in a pack of 2. I immediately went home and ordered it because how satisfying that mist is. It is glorious. So yeah, reuse.
I have a tip for using it too, is that sometimes we get along the doors on the outside little bugs. And so I fill it with the terrashield and whatever I'm going to use for the bugs, whatever oil and water, and then I spray. And so you're not there, you just like with one spray.
Yeah,
And
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
absolutely. That's a fantastic idea. We need to add that to our barnyard class because we spray the doorways into the different, animal stalls and the doors, and that would certainly save some hand cramps.
I was thinking about that for our bunny hutch too, because I like to spray terrashield around, keep the critters out. That's a great idea. Just try that.
And they're so cool because you just can refill them and reuse them over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just awesome. Great tools. I like having more varieties of ways, right, that you can use stuff, and those sprayers are amazing.
And it's also a really nice misty spray if you have plants that you want to spray.
Yeah.
Like if I want to spray on my garden, my tomatoes and whatnot, it doesn't leave the big drops. It's a nice mist. So
That's true. That's a great point. Okay, so let me see here. Our next question, it's a doozy. I'd like to replace all my toxic home cleaning products and laundry. What basics do you recommend starting with? That's a great question, because a lot of times once you take a class and you learn about all of these things that you've been using in your home, you sort of feel, first off, I don't know about everyone else, but you feel a little bit like violated and lied to, especially when you've been buying your cleaning products like from what you thought was the natural aisle, and then you're like, what? So you really want to kind of get them out and replace things as quickly as possible. But it is like, well, crap, where do I start? You don't want to spend a fortune. It can be overwhelming. So any advice on thoughts on, I guess the most economic and least overwhelming way to get started?
Oh, hands down, the On Guard cleaning concentrate for easy and inexpensive. So for, roughly around $15 a bottle, you will not have to buy any surface cleaner for, I don't know, it depends on how clean you are. Mine lasts for a long time, but that might tell you too much about me. So I use probably more than I need to, about 2 tablespoons in my 16-ounce bottle filled up with water. And that's my kitchen surface cleaner. And there's one in each bathroom has one. And that's what we use for pretty much all surfaces at this point. So it replaces a lot of products.
Mhm.
And so that for me, in terms of like DIY house cleaning, like that was my first revelation of, this is really easy and even the kids can do it, and it just makes cleaning so much simpler. It's one thing on every surface. I do the glass cleaner that we have on the website, that is vinegar and lemon oil in a spray bottle on windows and mirrors, that kind of thing. And that too, super simple, so inexpensive, crazy easy, and really effective, and no streaking and all that kind of thing. Those 2 things are probably my best, like those first, kinds of things to do. And in the laundry, the first thing that we did, and even my non-natural, laundry doing husband was able to get rid of the dryer sheets. That was the first thing we did, coming into doTERRA and looking at incorporating some of those things. I hadn't really done much in the laundry, other than we do use vinegar, we use the baking soda, that kind of stuff. But in terms of like giving up the traditional laundry soap, or, rather the contemporary, I guess I should say, laundry soap in the big bottle and all that kind of stuff. But the dryer sheets was probably my biggest concern, in terms of like, what is that leaving on our clothes and, all that kind of stuff. And the irony of I'm a don't wear it till you wash it kind of a person, having worked in both a department store and a fabric store, in my youth, and just all the stuff that fabrics get sprayed with to keep them looking ironed and nice in the store. And this odor that's on things is just really nasty. So I always wash things before we wear them. And yet then I put them in the dryer, or I was, years ago, putting them in the dryer with a dryer sheet, which is like, well, let's just wash them and then spray all that crap right back on top of it, and wear it. So getting rid of the dryer sheets was actually an easy switch. Getting a couple packages of dryer balls. We do a lot of laundry and they wind up, kind of all over the place. So we've got more than a few. And just kind of figuring out that piece. And my kids do their own laundry. I don't do all that. I sound really lazy. I swear I have done a lot of laundry in my life. But man, as soon as they're old enough to reach those dials, the best thing you can do for your kids is teach them how to do their own laundry and cook their own meals, right? Life skills.
Right. We started at 10. At 10, baby, you're going to wash your own clothes. Let me show you.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And
so everybody uses them, dryer sheets, and I keep them stocked in oil. So they will come to me and say, Mom, we usually have a bottle of lavender, a bottle of wild orange, and a bottle of Purify. And one of my children really likes balance on certain things. So sometimes there's a bottle of balance in there too for the dryer balls. But that was a surprisingly easy switch. I thought I was going to get a lot of pushback from certain family members, and everybody it was super easy, and it smells so much better and I feel so much better about it. And it's not that weird artificial perfuming smell.
Yeah.
So those would be my 2 or 3 like first things.
Yeah.
I think easy and
I think
don't feel overwhelming.
Yeah. Honestly, I think you could clean your whole house with On Guard cleaning concentrate, a bottle of On Guard, tea tree, and lemon, Purify. So 4 different oils, and then get yourself some vinegar, some spray bottles, and you're off and running. You can, and maybe some baking soda, you can accomplish a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot with just those few things. Obviously you can move on from there and really get to, and we all do, right? Like I've got my wood spray that I like, and I've got my, but really it's not a lot of ingredients. It's kind of like Mexican food. There's not a lot of, you know what I mean? Like you got your meats, your beans, your different types of, and you can combine them in different ways and make really amazing different things. But the basic foundational things, if your chili's good, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do a lot with it. It's not a lot of things. It feels overwhelming because you're hearing about change the laundry, change the all-purpose
variety. Yeah.
This is the thing, is we're fools. We have been told that you need a different cleaner for your surface of your countertop than you do for your stainless steel fridge, that you do for your stovetop, than you do for your windows, that you do for your floor, and you don't. You're trying to clean dirt and grease and scum and germs.
Right.
It doesn't matter what surface they're on. Obviously you don't want to put something on your antique surface. Maybe don't use, I don't know what, actually I wipe my antique stuff down with my all-purpose spray. So there you go. But don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Exactly.
Tammy?
And if you focus on one change and kind of incorporate that and then move on to the next thing, and eventually it's done.
Castile soap, I should throw in there too. Once you start getting into laundry and dishwashing detergent, some Castile soap is also a wonderful partner there. Sorry, go ahead, Tammy.
And I was just going to say, the lemon essential oil is like one of the least expensive oils that we can buy, and it goes a long way. I do a little bit of lemon essential oil in some baking soda, and I use it as a soft scrub and then spray it with vinegar and water. And the vinegar makes the baking soda bubble and the lemon cleans it up. So if you have any like shower where you need to get things or any mold, and then lemon with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, you can polish your furniture. So yeah, I agree. Yeah. Really, really easy. The On Guard concentrate, And lemon, baking soda, vinegar, and like you say, Castile soap. And because I even put the On Guard concentrate in my laundry.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. When we make our,
And you can wash your dishes with it. You can make dishwasher soap with just a little citric acid and baking soda. So lots of options.
yeah. Diana, I thought you were unpausing there for a moment. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that once you've got your account, if you, always make sure you're looking and talking to your wellness advocate about like what the best way to start that encompasses everything that you're looking to begin with. But once you've got your account and you're rolling, the next month, you can create an LRP order and you can add that immunity kit. And that is so good because it has the hand wash in it. It has a sanitizing mist. It has the toothpaste, so you can give it a try. Dental floss, and 3 oils, the wild orange, the purify, and the On Guard. And so you can make tons of things with that and just change your whole household. You can just clean so much with all of those oils and just a little bit of even just water. It's so simple. You just have to not be afraid, as you said, of of the stories we've been told about how this and that is not being quote unquote killed by something that doesn't have a bunch of unpronounceable ingredients in it. Yes, you can get that kills 95%, but what about the other 5% of stuff, like, and meanwhile your family's breathing in this toxic stuff and getting, just like getting more vulnerable to whatever's out there, whatever microbes are out there. So that's just not the way to go. It just leads you into a loop. So I love that immunity kit. And kit 1, I have ordered that kit 1, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, because I'm always like, ooh, I can restock everything really quickly if I just get one immunity kit. In fact, I'm ready to order another one this month, so because I love it. So yeah, that one's a great one. And I think that just generally the wellness kits are a wonderful way to go, no matter what it is you're trying to tackle. And especially if you're new, you're going to be able to help tackle those specific issues that you're looking at in terms of like, pain relief, and or sleep issues, or mind and mood issues, or the immunity. So those are a great way to go. And just kind of, switching through all of those on your your orders, your monthly orders, you're going to end up just like fully stocked and able to do everything you need to do for that.
Well, and it's a fantastic price. It's $75. So if you're looking, especially when you're new, or if you're someone like all of us who use our oils for everything and our products for everything, that is such a savings to be able to get you're basically getting everything. And I think it was Romelia was saying the other night, and then just throw on a bottle of the cleaning concentrate and you're ready to you're up and running, right? You've got what you need to do almost everything that you're looking to do in your home. So I think that's a fantastic tip. And you're so right. You have to think about, and I know, this is a little outside of the question, but it is important to think about when you're cleaning with things, are you cleaning at the sort of cost or the price of your health otherwise, right? So are you breathing in toxic fumes in order to kill microbes? You can kill and get rid of those microbes to the same level, if not better, and actually be supporting your immune system at the same time as you're breathing in the On Guard, right? As you're cleaning. So it's a win-win-win. And that's why the kit that we're talking about that you can use to clean your home is the immunity kit, because it's put together to serve us and our bodies for immunity. Turns out also works great to clean your whole house. So I think that's really cool. It's an important thing. It's an important, I just love that it feels, when you're doing it, it feels so good, because it just feels like it's a win all the way across. Like you're just ticking all the boxes, and not having to like, get out. My eyes are burning. My throat's closing up. Well, that happens to me, but nonetheless. Okay, so let's move on because we already did the laundry spot remover. So we rocked that one. The next one is money saving ways to get started on my lifestyle detox. Well, I think Diana just covered that, don't you think? With, speaking to take advantage of the deals. So this month, for instance, if you already have an account, this is June 2021, right? Order your 125 PV LRP before the 15th, and you're going to get a free 15-ounce bottle of wild orange. You can clean forever with a 15-ounce bottle of wild orange, guys. Like really, you don't need a lot. In how much do you guys put? Like when you're making one of those regular size, there's one just out of my reach here. It's going to make me crazy. What is that? A 16-ounce, the typical brown spray bottles.
Yep.
How many drops of each oil do you typically put in one of those spray bottles to make your cleaners?
I do about 10 of On Guard, 10 of tea tree, and then 10 of something citrusy, whether it's lime, grapefruit, or wild orange. I tend to rotate through those.
Okay.
But, so what, 30 drops?
Total. Yeah.
30 drops.
Yeah, I was going to say I do about 20 of lemon for the lemon spray. I do about a cup of vinegar, the rest of the way with water, and about 20 drops of lemon for the glass and mirror spray.
I think that's about where I am. Sometimes if I'm feeling extra skeeved out by whatever I'm about to tackle, I'll add some extra. I like to add a little extra On Guard to it sometimes, depending on, for bathroom cleaning. I really like to add, even though I know I've got the On Guard concentrate in there and I'm sure it's just overkill, but I just like to add some more drops of the On Guard. I want to know that everything, because you're cleaning your toilets, you're cleaning everything in there. So,
so my bathroom cleaner just has the lemon. It has the lemon, baking soda, vinegar, a really nice paste that gets, spread on everything in there. But I follow up with my spray that has the On Guard in there. And I just really feel like that's enough for me.
Yeah.
It's enough for me to even smell it, because that was my big challenge of clean. I had associated a clean smell, a Pine Sol with clean. And if it didn't smell like Pine Sol, then it wasn't clean. And that's been thrown out the window a couple of years ago. But still, I had to move through that mindset myself. But that's enough for me, is the lemon and the vinegar and baking soda, including for my toilet. You just sprinkle it in there and spray it down and we're done. So easy.
So then you said you have another spray that you finish with that has On Guard in it. What is that?
That's my all-purpose spray.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's how it all started for me. I didn't immediately jump in there because I really did trust that the products that I was using that said that they were natural and organic really were natural and organic and safe for the environment. Right? I believe that. I did. I know.
Disappointing.
So it took me some time, it took me some time to change. And of course I had to go and do the research. I had to go and show myself. Right. But that's how it started, was that all-purpose spray. And that I use that on everything, everywhere, on all surfaces, including floors. It's just so easy. It's very inexpensive. And I think a bottle of On Guard concentrate probably lasts us like maybe, 2-3 months, because you only need a squirt. I don't measure. I have this thing like, this needs 2 squirts.
I go.
Exactly. 3 squirts in my laundry detergent.
Okay, there you go.
So I just want to remind people too, if you're wondering if your products, how toxic they are, get the free app on your smartphone, and it's called Think Dirty. And you can scan the barcode and it will tell you how toxic your products are.
Yeah.
Because even though they say, we're all natural and pure and everything else, they're really not. So
it's so upsetting. We were talking about this actually in the class on Monday about some brands and how, they've got the right colored labels and they've got the right, named after your Aunt Mabel or whoever, right? and it looks like it's straight off the farm in a ball mason jar or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they've got the marketing.
All the
down.
marketing's down. Yeah,
The
exactly.
marketing is down, and it'll say natural, no this, no that, no, you know, but boy, oh boy, are they good at that workaround. And when you do the research, I tell you, I mean, even stuff like I've said it 1,000 times, my co-op, you know, we're loyal co-op shoppers, and mostly because I felt comfortable with if it was there, I could trust it, because they were curating a very particular line of products that were geared toward people who were of a certain mindset and willing to pay for that, right? Well, guess what? You know, turns out Johnson and Johnson owns everything. Or, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's real. I mean, you know, oh golly gee, just look into it. Yeah, just pull up that Think Dirty app, visit EWG, which is the same company, Environmental Working Group, ewg.org. Look stuff up and find out for yourself. And the thing about it too is that not only was I not getting natural, non-toxic products, but I was paying out the ass for them, and they weren't even what I, you know. And now I have a bottle that I've reused for years. You know, I'm going to get some of Susan's nice sprayers. What was that called? Something organics?
Sally's Organics.
Sally's Organics. I'm going to get some of those trigger sprayers. But I mean, I think that we've sat and looked at it. There's been charts around. I know that my cleaners are less than $1 a whole bottle.
Yeah.
Less than $1. I come on. It would be like $14 if I had a beautiful brown glass. You know what I'm saying, right? Like at the store, even if it was $8, that's still ridiculous to pay that much and have it not be what you really are looking for, which is a true non-toxic cleaner. So take the time, if you really care, take the time to look into that.
And I like to think of in the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where he is like Windex does everything.
Yeah.
For me, that's kind of like On Guard Concentrate Cleaner or lemon, you know?
Yep.
I hear you. I use that reference a lot. It's so funny. It's so true. Oh gosh. Any other tips or questions that we have on anything, or did we not cover something, or did anybody have a question or thought pop up? We didn't really get a lot of questions or have a lot of questions this time on personal care items. I'm sure everyone will ask, what is Susan's deodorant spray recipe? As that is the perennial favorite question. And we will share that, you know, I'll put it in the notes, but there's so many great things that you can do. You know, doTERRA has us covered. Honestly, specifically doTERRA has products focused on personal care. In other words, they don't make household cleaners, but they do make non-toxic deodorant. They do make skincare line. They do make shampoo. They do make, you know, body washes and things of that nature. So there you, that truly is what I thought my co-op is or was, where someone has put it together. And if they change even one ingredient, we all get a big notification. You get a notification from them if any type of reformulation has happened, which is not the case when you go to the store, which they're always changing the ingredients.
Yes.
You know, on especially skincare products, right?
Well,
so
they don't have to tell you. They don't
No.
have to tell you what's in there because it's patented.
Mhm.
So it's a generic term. It's a fragrance,
Yep.
or it's an emulsifier, or some other kind of language. And they don't have to tell you what it is because it's protected by law. It's their patent. That's what they're known for. That's what they're making money on. And it's just, it's horrible because we're the ones that end up getting hurt from that type of language.
Yeah. And you better believe that if it were, you know, I don't know, lemon sourced from Sicily, from the most, you know, highest level of limonene content of a true healing lemon oil that you could ever get. Oh, that would be on the damn label.
Right.
It wouldn't just say lemon fragrance, right? They'd be like, oh, let me introduce you
We're going to tell you all about it.
Sicilian man who we know, you know what I mean? The marketing would be there. So when it just says lemon fragrance, or even worse, lemon essential oil, because, you know, it'll have that there. Yeah, it's not the same. So anyway, guys, this has been great. I've enjoyed this sort of like theme-based Q&A. It's fun because I feel like we kind of really got to have a conversation dipping into the topic. So we'll try and do some more of these in the future. If you have ideas for topics, let us know. If you want to reach anyone who you were listening to today, all of their contact information will be in the notes. If you're on Facebook, obviously, you know where to reach us. But have a great day. And thank you so much to all of you guys who are here answering all these questions, because you're awesome. And we will see you guys next week.
Sounds good.